The 2000 Indy 500 is probably one of the most important Indy 500s in history. This race crafted the mold of what IndyCar racing is today. One well-known kart team joining the IRL for this one-off event began a huge transition of open-wheel racing in America. The 84th running of the Indianapolis 500 took place on Sunday, May 28, 2000. After 4 years of an ongoing organizational dispute and a split in IndyCar racing, Ganassi Racing became the first major kart team to compete at the race since 1995. The Ganassi team of Jimmy Vasser and Juan Montoya competed in the event as a one-off entry, and they were very well received by fans and competitors alike. Both drivers were quickly up to speed with the IRL regulars and quickly became the favorites in both qualifying and the race. The Ganassi team raced the day before in the kart series at the Nazareth Speedway in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. The race was initially scheduled to be the second race on the kart calendar, taking place on April 9th, but snow postponed the race, leading to its rescheduling on May 27th, the day before the Indy 500. In this race, Montoya had the pole and led 110 of the 225 laps, before eventually finishing 4th. Jimmy Vasser finished 7th. 7th is where he would also start in the Indy 500. Al Unser Jr. returned to the race for the first time since winning it in 1994. He failed to qualify in his previous attempt to start the race in 1995. Little Al switched to the IRL full-time in 2000 from kart, as he struggled in his last 3 seasons in kart with Team Penske. Defending IRL champion Greg Ray scored the pole position in his Team Menard Dallara, with an average speed of 223.471 miles per hour. Juan Montoya would qualify second in his Ganassi Racing G-Force Oldsmobile. This would put the defending IRL champion and the defending kart champion starting in the first and second positions. This was also the first Indy 500 ever to have 2 female starters, Lynn St. James and Sarah Fisher. Both made it into the 33 car field. The start of the race was delayed by over 3 hours due to rain, and 7 minutes after the checkered flag flew, the rain returned, so they were very lucky to get this race in. Robbie Gordon attempted double duty that day, racing the Indy 500 and then flying to Charlotte to race the Coke 600. PJ Jones stood by for Gordon in Charlotte in case he couldn't make the start. Unfortunately, Gordon did not make the start, but a rain delay would also hit the Coca-Cola 600 254 laps in. After the track was dry and racing resumed, Robbie got in the car and finished the race, although he was 11 laps down, in the 35th position. When the race got underway, Robbie Gordon got an excellent start from the second row and made a wild move to the inside, catching everyone including his teammate Greg Ray by surprise. The two almost made contact, but fortunately they would continue on with Greg Ray in the lead. The first eighth of the race saw kart champion Juan Montoya run down IRL champion Greg Ray. And 26 laps in, Juan Montoya made this crazy move to take it 4 wide in lap traffic to take the lead.
Have to go either way, but there's a lot of traffic ahead of them, and something's going to happen here pretty soon.
Well, look at the traffic. I mean, this is going to get good here in a minute.
And that's because we haven't had a yellow yet. It has been a great, safe race.
Oh, look at this. Montoya way down on the inside. They're 4 abreast, and he's got the lead.
And now Greg Ray is being pinched off by that white car right in front of him.
He's going to lose a bunch of momentum right here because he had to wait to go through the short chute before he could make the pass.
The first 65 laps of the race went caution-free, which was an Indy 500 record at the time. Unfortunately, when the caution came out, it was Greg Ray that found the wall.
Greg Ray has a broken suspension. Impossible at this moment to tell what happened, but obviously the race is going to be over for Greg Ray. Ballinger Jr. tries to find pit road. Here it is.
Well, again, he just got out of the groove. He just pushed. He got it up in the gray stuff. And
unfortunately for Al Unser Jr., he would hit a piece of debris here, puncturing the radiator in his car, ending his day. Shortly after the race restarted, both female drivers unfortunately found themselves in the same accident.
Here's what happened to Lynn St. James. Oh, they were 3 wide going into the corner.
Well, it looks like Lynn just sort of got booted out for whatever reason.
Sarah went on the inside of Lynn, but Another car was on the inside of Sarah, and it just got too crowded. There was not enough room. Here we go.
Again, they were 3 wide. Well, Lynn's already in the wall. Sarah's in the gray, and she's going to take the right side of the car. Right rear first, then right front. So both the gals got into the gray in the same corner, Bob.
Definitely, and maybe also Sarah Fisher. Here's
Well,
another look.
3
as they head
wide.
down into one.
Three Sarah.
3 wide going in the front.
Oh, there was contact right there.
Lynn and Sarah get together. Lynn in the orange car goes straight to the wall. Sarah gets a little farther through the corner, but she's obviously...
A yellow came out just before the halfway point for debris. The leaders made a pit stop and Montoya was still leading. On the restart, a couple of lap cars were in front of Montoya, but he was still leading the race. Unfortunately, Greg Ray would find the wall again, this time completely finishing off his Menards Dallara and DNFing from the race. The pole center would finish dead last. With 27 laps to go, Stan Waddles blew an engine. This would set up the final pit stops and the run to the finish. Most of the leaders pitted, but Jimmy Vasser stayed on track and resumed the lead. Montoya would restart the 4th car in line, but would waste no time at all getting his way back to the front.
About to come back out here at Indianapolis. Jimmy Vasser is the leader. Montoya is second, and look at the scramble back there again, 4 wide as Buddy Lazier shakes his fist at Eliseo Salazar, unable to take that spot. There's Jeff Ward on the right.
Both Voigt cars are racing each other, and Buddy sort of got caught out by it.
Both target cars in the front.
Vasser is first. There is Juan Montoya as he closes in on Jimmy Vasser, who again did not pit under this most recent caution.
Well, and Vasser has a lot less fuel in the car, so he should actually be a little bit quicker. Montoya, he can do it all with full fuel or no fuel. He's fast.
Montoya faster on that lap than Vasser. In fact, he was faster than a couple of other cars. Let's see what he does here. Montoya's right on that rear wing of Vasser as they go into turn 2 and down the backstretch. And now here is Montoya making the move at the end of the backstretch, and Montoya takes the lead from Jimmy Vasser.
You heard him on the radio. He said the car was loose. Now that problem can get worse as the laps go down.
From this point on, Montoya would never look back, and he would go on to win his first Indianapolis 500. He would be the first rookie to win the race since Graham Hill in 1966, and the first person to win from second starting position since Mario Andretti in 1969.
He's going to stay to 4th place, came back to the front, and has hardly relinquished that lead.
Again, a rookie has not won the Indianapolis 500 since 1966 when Graham Hill drove to victory. It looks like that Juan Montoya is going to do it here this afternoon.
You're the winner of the Indianapolis 500, pal.
Indeed, 24-year-old Juan Montoya wins the 84th running of the Indianapolis 500.
Boy, great performance.
Just an incredible performance.
Montoya would lead 167 of the 200 laps for the victory. After the season in 2001, Juan would sign with Williams in Formula One. As mentioned in the beginning of the video, the 2000 Indy 500 marked a turning point in the ongoing 5-year split between IRL and kart. While neither side was prepared to make any efforts towards unification or a buyout, it became evident that sponsors in the kart series desired to have their teams participate in the Indianapolis 500 to benefit from the increased exposure. Ganassi's arrival and subsequent domination of the event led other kart-based teams to follow suit. Penske Racing actually considered an entry for the 2000 Indy 500, but decided against it due to lack of preparation. Furthermore, at the time they only owned Riley Scott chassis, which were deemed uncompetitive, and no one in this race used one. Penske, however, did support Jason Leffler's car at Treadway Racing, and the following year in 2001, Team Penske and Team Green from the kart series entered the Indianapolis 500. Penske's 2 cars finished 1-2, and the 1 Team Green effort with Michael Andretti finished 3rd. Ganassi also returned to the event in 2001, but they had 4 cars this time, and 3 of those 4 cars finished 4th, 5th, and 6th, making kart teams sweep the top 6 positions. Over the next few years, and by 2004, nearly all the major kart teams had either entered the Indy 500 or completely defected to the Indy Racing League, which then kind of put the final nail in the coffin for the kart series. But in 2008, the two series would merge, unifying open wheel racing in America once again, and basically creating the IndyCar series that we have today. Well, that'll do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Click the subscribe button for more great motorsports content like this, and hit the bell if you want to be notified when I upload. I appreciate every single person who watches this video, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. Take care, everybody.